Hello, fellow Switchers. So, ever since the Nintendo Switch came out, the first thought I had was, God, I wish they'd do like a version of it that looked like, I don't know if you guys remember the Jungle Green N64 that was back out in the day, and I always wanted that version of the console, and I never had it as a kid. And I thought, God, it would be so cool if they did a transparent line of Joy-Cons, or just like the console itself with the Joy-Cons. And then when they brought out the Pro Controller and I could see that was transparent, I thought, oh, maybe they'll go down that route. But today I was just checking out Amazon, having a look at what games were coming out on the PS4 and the Switch and what I haven't seen before, and I just came across these awesome transparent cases for both the Joy-Cons and for the entire console. Well, I say the entire console, basically the back of the console and the Joy-Cons together. So there's 10 colours. You've got blue and white, fire orange, gold, green and pink, ice blue, which looks just like the N64 ice blue one, and jungle green, just like the N64. You've got purple, which I think on the N64 was called something else that I can't remember. And then you've got smoke black. What else have we got? Watermelon red, white, and that's it. That's the 10 colours. And then you've obviously got the versions where you can have the back plate as well, and it costs about twice the amount if you want the back plate to match your Joy-Cons. To be honest, if I was going to get this, I would probably just get the Joy-Con cases. And just to be clear, these are replacement shells for your console and Joy-Cons. They're not a cover that goes over the top. You have to physically unscrew the casing on your controllers and your console and replace it with these new ones. And if you actually have a look on the back of the pink and green Joy-Cons, if you get the whole console bundle, I guess you'd call it, of cases, the back is blue, so it actually looks kind of cool with pink, blue and green. And the rest, the transparent ones, are all sort of the same, and the white has a white back and everything. But these are just so cool, and they're really cheap. They're in the UK, they're $15.99, so I imagine they'd be like $21-22, something like that. And I checked out Amazon, I saw these, my eyes lit up, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But I also wanted to just kind of quickly say that not all the reviews are amazing. Out of 18 customer reviews that are on Amazon at the moment, it's got a current rating of 3.3 out of 5. Some of the reviews are brilliant, they're 5 stars, and some of them are really not happy, they're like 1 and 2 stars. So I thought what I would do is I'd read 2 good reviews out for you guys and 2 bad reviews, and you can make your own decisions about whether you think this is a cool product, whether it's something you would buy. I personally want to read some more reviews before I look into it properly, but I would love to buy the jungle green Joy-Con cases. I don't think I'd get the back because I don't want to open up my Switch. I don't mind taking off the cases for the Joy-Cons. I've done a lot of controller mods and stuff in the past, so this should be sort of quite easy and simple. So yeah, let's read out these reviews, see what people think, and you guys can make your own mind up. But just looking at the pictures, you can tell these things look pretty cool. I don't know how well they fit and everything, so let's get into the reviews. Okay, so first up, we've got a positive review, and I wanted to read this one because there's actually a lot of detail in the palaver you have to go through to apply these cases. So let's get straight into the review. Overall, the actual quality of the shell is very good. The molds themselves are a 1-to-1 representation of the original Joy-Con shells. The buttons, however, had a few imperfections, and I had to use a file to make them fit comfortably into the holes as they were sticking a little. The product actually came with 2 screwdrivers, however, even though Y was printed on one of them, it was actually a flathead and not a tri-wing that you need to open the Joy-Con. It was no big deal as I already had a decent tri-wing, but obviously a mistake. However, I wasn't expecting to get them anyway, so it was a bonus. The actual process itself is very fiddly, not simple as the product description implies. You need to make sure you have the right tools, patience and a steady hand. I'd recommend watching some iFixit etc. videos on YouTube before diving in. Also, take photos at each stage as there are not a lot of screws and ribbon cables that need to be disconnected. I bought this on Prime, but I had already bought a set from China when it was first listed on Amazon, and I'll be happy to do the process again with my other set of Joy-Cons. Overall, I really like the product, but knocked a star off for the buttons and the incorrect screwdriver. Oh, and the QR code for the video guide didn't work. And that's someone who gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So I think that's quite helpful information. Let's look at a negative review next and see what they say. Well, the title of the review is "Not Happy!" and they've given it 1 star. Holes weren't the correct size for the screws and snapped the case when taking it apart. The screws wouldn't come out and I ended up snapping a ribbon cable and now have to buy a new Joy-Con. Not happy. Ooh, damn. Okay, so that's a little bit off-putting. That does sound like it could just be the actual user being too rough with this. I don't know, I can't really judge, but my gut instinct says that that's a bit half and half. Half the product's fault, half the user fault. So let's have a look at a couple more reviews. Let's have a look at another positive one. This one's 5 stars and it says, I would recommend watching plenty of YouTube guides before stripping it down. I would recommend watching plenty of YouTube guides first on stripping down the Joy-Con before attempting. Also, make sure you have the correct tools before starting. I got an iFixit kit and a computer screwdriver set as well. If you are prepared, it's quite a lot of fun and the results are awesome. Okay, so I am starting to get the feeling like if you're well prepared and you have the right kit, then this shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's more a case of if you just buy it out of the box and you don't have the right screwdrivers and you haven't watched any videos on how to pull all the Joy-Cons apart, then you're probably going to be in serious trouble here. But I guess that's where prep comes in, right? So let's listen, what am I talking about? Let's read one more. This one is 2 stars. It says, nice colour, but that's about it. Fitting this was a nightmare. The mould isn't accurate, so much so that I had to file down the kickstand so that it was actually kick out, otherwise it was just stuck. The bottom of the case is so bad it sticks out thus and back looks and feels bent. That's a mouthful. Also, the plastic is not hard enough and bends it when you push it. Not worth the money. Now, that is interesting because that specifically seems to refer to the back of the console itself, that panel that you get with the kickstand, and all the others seem to be relating to the Joy-Cons, and I particularly wanted to get just the Joy-Con cases if I buy them, not the back stand. So it sounds to me like maybe you're taking too much of a gamble, in my opinion, if you buy the whole set, which in the UK I think is about £35, and if you buy the just the Joy-Cons, then you're going to have to do a lot of research on YouTube to make sure you pull it apart correctly without damaging it, and that you have the right equipment, screwdrivers essentially. So yeah, I'm thinking if you do decide to buy these, and I am not in any way advocating that, I'm just saying these are really cool and I might get one, definitely check them out at least. I would definitely suggest maybe not going for the whole package, just the Joy-Con cases, and maybe researching them on YouTube how to pull the Joy-Cons apart properly without damaging them and everything. I will just say that if you do this, there is probably a great chance that you're going to void your warranty with your Switch. If it breaks and you have to send it back to Nintendo, they won't accept it if you've already opened it up. So that's worth mentioning. But yeah, overall, this just seems pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a risk by the looks of things. If you look at the pictures of the Joy-Cons where they are sort of deconstructed there, it's like a exploded view. You can see that it's actually in 3 pieces. So obviously there's going to be electronics that go underneath the middle piece and above the middle piece. So I can see how this could get quite fiddly. But if this is something you're interested in, then I just wanted to share it with you guys because it really piqued my interest. It's something I've always wanted. As soon as I saw the Switch, I was like, oh, please do a transparent sort of green jungle color like the N64. and you know they've clearly got all the N64 transparent colors in there, and they've even labeled them the same, like jungle green and what was the other one, smoke black and ice blue. So yeah, just wanted to share that. If you guys found this video interesting or helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos, and yeah, thanks for watching.